Are you going to share this live, sir?
It is, yeah.
Will we be able to see this on Teams?
I can put it on Teams, but it will record now, and then once I've done today's session, I'll post it on Teams, and you've got the recording. But it's currently, if you go to my YouTube channel, you go live. If you go to YouTube channel, OK200, it's actually going up live. So you can actually watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it works well. Then I don't have to edit things afterwards. You know, just. Okay, I should be going out live now. Yeah.
It is live, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. Okay, so. Okay, you should be hearing me good as well. Yeah. Okay. We'll go. Okay, so if you come and stand with me, talk me through the issue, then you can. Okay.
Yeah, I just figured out for the expose to have because I saw it was
Yeah.
I want to ask like the concrete walls when it comes to masonry, different walls when it comes to about
Yes.
like yeah.
Okay. All right. So in a nutshell, you've managed to create your levels. Just be careful of having too many conflicting levels. Okay, so just be careful with working with too much levels. But in my previous video, I explained with levels how you should approach it. Okay, but I'm glad what I'm seeing looks good, and I can see that you are getting used to cutting things into the. I'm going to show you a quick workflow that improves this a bit. Okay, especially if you're going to cut into a floor. So let's go to site working. I'm going to start here. So site working, we've got a section. I'm going to use this section here, so go to view. Okay, so basically, I see you are slowly getting, so I just want to understand the levels, basement, ground. You see you've got this other level 0. Delete, get rid of the levels that are, okay, so let me explain something. So this level, so I'm going to explain what's going on here. So these two levels work together. So technically, this should have been your ground floor level, but the way we fix this, and let's start by fixing your issue with your site. Anything that you draw in Revit, ArchiCAD has got the same problem. It's always trying to associate to some things. If I select the site or the top of solid, you see it's hosted to level 0. And you've got this dimension of -14. So that means that this has been moved down by -14. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new level. So this is my C level. So I'm going to create a new level, and I'm going to tell the top of solid to associate to my C level rather than that level 0. Then I can get rid of level 0. Okay, but another trick we can do, I'm going to copy this value. I use Notepad quite a bit. You can use sticky notes. Sticky notes is actually quite cool as well. It's like a little sticky note that you can put on your screen. Okay, well, I'll probably have to sign into this to make it work, but anyway, let's see. So it's like a little sticky note that you can use, especially if you're working with Revit and ArchiCAD quite a bit. Sometimes these dimensions, there's a whole lot of information that you're going to need the whole time. So I just use these very quickly, and you can delete them, you can add multiple, so you can have lots of them on your screen while you're working. It's quite neat how it works. Okay, I'm just going to switch on Karnak as well, so we can see what we're doing as well. So this records my keystrokes. Okay, so in essence, I'm going to change this to C level. And I want to rename all the corresponding views as well so that I know that that is my C level. It's not critical, but if you're going to combine your topper solid with your building model, it's important to know where C level is and understand that your topper solid is always going to work with it. So it's straightforward. I'm going to move this. Okay, now the other little trick you have to understand is ArchiCAD, you're doing the same thing again. So these two work with different points. If I go to survey point and I press apply, you'll notice now that this C level is 33.5 above my C level. So to fix that, to make sure that this goes to the actual C level, I need to change this to 0. But wrong one. This one. Be careful which one you change. It's this one, 35. 0. So now the problem I have is this moved with it. But I know that that needs to be 14,000. Oh dear. Let me just leave it there maybe. Okay, so I'll explain. So this is set to minus 14, so I'm going to copy this as well. So this is why I'm making 2. I'll explain. We have to add 2 values. So I'm going to have to add these 2 together, so Control V. Okay, so we've got 2 values here. So I'm going to move this back to 0. Now, if you see what happens now, unjoin, press OK, it doesn't matter, because these are trying to cut. I'll fix it now. Now the problem is this has moved, but I need to move this up by 35,000 to fix that issue that I had. Okay, so now this is working together. This is that CAD file that I gave you. That also moved down, so that has to move up by 35,000 as well. Okay, now we're back, and you see it's telling me everything's back. So now this and this are back where they should be. But this is your sea level, so we fixed that issue with the ground. So the rest of these levels now, you can now move independently of that other one that might interrupt you. This one we can also delete. Okay, there's some other elements linked to it, so I might leave it for now, but you can move them. So if I go to level 1, this is the only thing, ArchiCAD, Revit, same problem. Some of these objects or some of these elements here might be associated to that level 1, so we just need to make sure. But you know what, this is easy to bring back, so I'm going to remove this for now. So it's telling me view plan, ceiling plan, and 4 elements. Okay. So not much was deleted. Okay. Now, what I try and do, you see these are excavating, my topography. I'm going to unexcavate because I add another floor level to this. So think of your floor slab. Beneath your floor slab, if it cuts into the ground, you're always going to have fill. You're going to have a fill layer. I make a new fill layer and I make that my excavating layer. Because you'll see it will start interfering with your walls in a minute. Okay, so what I do is, I'm going to duplicate and switch this to fine, detail fine, so we start seeing the information clearer. Now your walls, these are always associated to something as well. So basement, so I'm going to make it go up to level ground, just to fix that quickly. You'll see this will start working and make the 0. Okay. So technically your floor slab can either go past, I'll show you in detail in a second, but I'll explain why I'm going to use a full layer. So here's my concrete floor slab. Okay, now just remember these are quite thick, so these are typically going to be 255 because they're going to carry a load. These can be a bit thinner because they bear on ground. Okay, alright, so I'm going to add a new floor type to start fixing this. Architecture, floors, floor architecture. I'm going to add a new type. So, sorry, floor architecture. I'm going to do it in basement for now. In basement, I'm going to go to edit type, I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to call this fill. So I'm going to call this fill. Now, I'm going to edit its thickness, and the fill, these are usually in layers of 150 or 125. They get packed in layers, they get compacted, then they pack another layer, compact it. Okay, so they're done in a certain, but we only show the first 150, we don't show the rest, typically. So I'm just going to make this, I'll leave it 150, I'll leave it finish, and this I'm going to change to earth, because there's an earth material built in here already. So I'm just assigning the right material so it reads correctly. Okay, press OK. This is not a structural material, press OK. Press apply, press OK. Now, while you're busy working, if you go to VG, I'm going to switch off everything except the floors. Because what's nice about this, I can trace this floor outline very quickly. Okay, I've already started drawing some line work, so get rid of that. I'm going to trace your floor slab. Press tab once or twice, it'll trace that floor slab. But I know that this must sit beneath that floor slab, so minus 150. Okay, finish. What's quite neat, what I like to do is, if I go to view, close and active views, I like to work in two views at the same time. So I'm going to open up that section view again. So this way you can keep working. Sadly, this is where ArchiCAD is not that great. You've got to keep working in one. So I'm going to go to tile. So basically, I'm looking at my plan, and now I'm looking at my... Now, if I switch on shaded, okay, let me just... See, this now will become my excavating element, not my floor slab. Okay, now I usually make this bigger. I'll start drawing some walls, and I'll explain why I'll make it bigger. Okay, so I'm just going to go and say... Select my topography. I'm going to say excavate, remove excavation. So I'm going to remove it from that one. Yeah, it says nothing's happening. Go back here. I'm going to go excavate again. Excavate, and I'm going to use my fill this time. Okay, this doesn't look correct, so let me just fix that quickly. So this should read correctly. Yeah, use render. Let me just see why it should be this earth color here. So what I try and do is I make this like an earth, so it's obvious. Okay, solid fill, so foreground. I can also make that the same color. Okay, so I can use the same color here. If you want to add colors to your library, you just say add, and you can start building a library of colors that you use all the time. Okay, that will be fine. I actually try and make this in cut pattern. I try and make this an earth material, and it is here already. Here it is, yeah. And I make this 0.5. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Just so it's legible. That's fine. I'll leave it like that for now. Press apply, press OK. Okay. Apply. Okay. It doesn't really do much because all it's doing is it's excavating. Now, when you draw your walls, so let's go back to basement again because I should be seeing this in here. If I go to VG, we go to walls. I'm going to switch my walls now. In the beginning, you don't want to have too many things active. You'll notice with Revit and ArchiCAD, same thing. You get overwhelmed with the amount of content that's visible at the same time. So in the beginning, I try and focus on what I want to see. When you did your site, did you draw your site boundary?
Oh, that is, yeah, that is the same one.
Let me just double check.
That's the long side.
There's usually a line that will represent site boundary. So let me just go to site. Oh, yeah. Let's go to VG, and I'm going to go to site. Because this line is very important, okay, site boundary. So this line will have property boundary, property line. I'm going to override that. I'm going to make it very visible, solid. I'm going to make this a red color. And I'm going to make it quite thick so that I know. And you see how I can override line work in here? So technically, there's your site boundary. Okay, so I'm not going to go over that site boundary. Good. Now, with this wall, you'll see, if I go to wireframe, I need to move this wall from center line. So if you're going to draw a series of concrete walls for your basement, I'm going to go to walls. I'm going to show you a very quick way to do this. So I'm going to use the pick line method, but now, you're going to say height. I'm going to tell it must go to ground floor. Okay, so it's going to start. The location starts at basement, and I want core face exterior, and I want this to be a concrete wall. Now we can duplicate this if you want it to be a 300 wall rather. It's very easy to duplicate these walls, okay? Everything should be set up, you just make sure that this is 300 as well. Now, you see it's got an exterior side and an interior side. Just remember that. So when we start drawing with walls, understand that exterior side goes to the exterior side, interior goes to the interior side. Just means if you need to add finishes, it will work. So wall, I'm going to say core face exterior. Let me go there again. I'll explain this as well at a time. So on core faces, you have a core material, and then you have finishes that are outside of the core. When you dimension objects in Revit, you always dimension the core. You never dimension finishes. Finishes can vary. You only dimension core. Okay. That's why they've done this. Press OK. Press apply. Press OK. All right, so core face exterior. Now I can simply use the pick line tool, and you see that it will trace the walls perfectly, and it's alluding to when you select a wall, it's got this flip tool. That flip tool is always on the exterior side of the wall. Okay, good. I'm going to trim this. So trim that with that, trim that with that. Okay, now typically when you draw walls, you'll see now that I'm starting to see all my walls here. Typically what we do is all the walls, I'll explain why I've done the fill the way I have. Typically, these go to -150. That's fine. And this floor, edit boundary, don't know why the basement was open for me to edit the floor. Anyway, this, I'm going to get rid of all of this information. So that's doing an update. And I'm going to pick the inside face of the wall, and I can press tab a couple times. It's done that. Okay, yeah, because it picks the wall. So just offset it by 150. Copy 150. You have to click the command again for it to understand what it needs to do. Okay, so typically that's what we do. Now there is a slight issue here that your floor material doesn't match your wall material. Okay, so if you want to join this information together, it's not going to join correctly. So we need to fix that. So if you press tab once or twice on your floor, delete dimensions, yeah. Okay, so edit boundary, edit type. Just make sure that if you want objects to connect, they must share the same material, and this will be concrete in situ. It will be this one, yeah. Press OK. Press OK. Apply. Press OK. Okay. So now we change the scale to make this a bit more visible. 100. So now I can join these two objects together, and they'll start joining seamlessly. So you see at the moment there's always a joint. If you did it in the opposite direction, it's the same thing. Okay, you don't have to join these things. You can draft over this to do this, but if you want to have quite a neat section, what we then do is we tell Revit, listen here, join these two objects together. So you use the join function, just click on any element, use the join command, and now it'll join seamlessly because they share the same material. And that's why I use the fill to go past, so that this fill now drives my excavation and not the floor slab. So you can use your floor slabs correctly. Likewise with this floor slab, if I go and say edit boundary, again I can just say basement, it's open already. So this I want to use again, so I can say offset. So this floor slab will join to this concrete wall. So this becomes like a concrete basement foundation. So your floor slab above will connect to this wall, and then the brickwork starts up above. Okay, and I'll show you that now. Okay, so I'm just going to edit this. I'm going to say offset 300, and I'm going to click here again. I'm going to select all of this line work and just offset it internally, like that. So there's my floor above. Okay, and that's your 255, and you see how it's joining here? So now we can go and do that again if you want to. Join. Okay, join. So it starts becoming quite a neat little, this wall we might have to move a fraction. So in here I can just change its, so you see that was center line, I say core face exterior. And then if I need to switch it in which direction it needs to go, that needs to go outside, done. Okay, I can move this a fraction back and then use the align tool to align it to this. Okay, good. So there's a slight overlap here with that, so I'm going to say edit boundary. That unfortunately was linked to the wall, so let's unlink that. Just be careful of linking objects together, okay? Sometimes I think you've got connect walls on automatically. That does cause a bit of issues. So that's still in the wrong location. So let's just move that a bit. Move. Let's just move this guy. Move. Move, yeah. So move this. this thing is connected again as well. So you've connected walls in that automatically. Sometimes just be careful. Okay. So edit boundary, so I'll have to go and edit this in the boundary. There's a setting where you can undo that. I must just check where that is. So this must just go to there for now. Okay, done. Good. So you can see it's cutting away. If I didn't, the cut of that topper solid will be in the wall. Okay. So that's why I use a full layer rather than my slab, and you can join these two together. Now this wall, you can now drag it to the underside because technically it will stop beneath the slab. So remember, this wall will go from ground, from basement to ground floor, but minus 255. So whatever the slab thickness was, minus that. Your floor slabs always start from the level down. Everything else works up. Okay, it's just the way. ArchiCAD, you can switch bottom or above. Okay. Okay, now I've kind of got the beginnings. Don't worry about joining this right away, but if you want to, remember you can go through now and start going. And there's a multiple join function. So you can go, so you can do this in one. Okay. So you can see this is actually starting to look quite neat. Now it doesn't matter if these levels change. You see how everything now is linked? Okay, and another quick way to manage your levels is to use this dimension tool. And then as you want to change these, you can start changing these using your dimensions, and you can lock these in case you want to move everything else above. So you lock both of these, and then you can change this back to 3 meters. Okay, what I've done is, you'll see that these are always referencing the sea level, so we know now, you're working with a surveyor, that these are above sea level. But we can also use datum, so you need to decide, either we use a datum or we use sea level. Okay, but I think sea level works fine. Okay, it just makes you understand what's going on more. You understand that this is above sea level. Typically, this is how we work with engineers as well. This is how we communicate. So this one will also be a 255 slab, by the way. Okay. All right. Now, on your ground floor, if we go to your ground floor now, you'll notice that we've excavated. You'll see that we've excavated some of the ground floor, not everything. So some part of this is visible. You see how it's showing me it's visible there. And if we go to 3D view, you should start seeing that part of the. Okay. That's good. So the walls coming out the side. All right, so how do we go about adding masonry walls now on ground floor? Very easy. So typically you need to decide, is the masonry wall going to work from the inside? So where's the step going to occur? From the inside out or from the outside in of that concrete wall? It's usually thicker than a brick wall. I like to put the brick wall and internal wall lining up, and then I create a step on the outside where you can weatherproof. Okay. Architecture wall, I'm going to select my 220 wall now. So wall, 220 wall. Now this 220 wall will go from ground, but this might go to first floor or roof, depending. Your external walls, if it's going to go from ground to right to the top, make it go right to the top. Your internal walls will only work between levels. Yes. Okay. So, and I want to, that's fine for now, and maybe there's a parapet, so maybe a parapet of 510. I'm using brick coursing again, so it's a couple of brick courses above. But that's something that you guys are going to have to experiment with as well. Okay. So now I'm just going to use, I'll use this tool. I'm going to say core face interior now. So core face interior, and I'm going to follow this spacebar, flips the wall. See, now I can follow that with my brickwork. So if I go to 3D view now, this floor slab, now you can start working in 3D, modify boundary. You want this to align to the inside of the face of the wall. It's actually very quick once you get the hang of it, okay. You might want to void in the middle. We'll get to that in a minute. So align that wall with that. So maybe this slab with that. Align. Okay. And then go align. Sometimes it's hard to select the face, but there. Good. Finish. So now, if I say finish, and I go back to my section, so I can close this. We'll go back to my section. Now, typically, this might be a cavity wall in the exterior. Okay, so you need to decide. Sometimes the cavity can be the same thickness as that. So how do we make a cavity wall? So we're going to go to duplicate. Let's make this a 300 cavity. Just say masonry, just understand that it will have a cavity. So we're going to go insert again. Now this is always substrate. Brickwork is infill. Technically it's hardly structural. It is structural in some cases, but we always classify it as substrate. Okay. Everything you're seeing around here, this brickwork that you're seeing here is all infill. It's not structural. It's literally infill. Okay. So this will be 110, 110. I'm going to insert one more little, I'm going to move this down. This becomes an air layer, and you can classify it as such. Okay, so now technically this will be 300, this will be 80 mil cavity. Okay, if you wanted to match. You can make this 50. You can make this 50 as well, so you've got, okay, so let's make it 50 for now. You want a 50 mil cavity, so that's fine. This is air. You can copy and paste the materials. Copy, paste, my word, should have. Sorry, let's cancel that, let's go back. Just make sure that you press OK to apply this, okay? You can copy and paste this. So select everything, Control C, Control V. There is an air barrier already, so just type in air. There is an air material, it's always built in. Okay, it has no values. Okay, great. So it's a 270 cavity wall, perfect. Now, one more thing. On the interior, we're going to insert a plaster layer. So this will be a finish. This is typically 1.4. This is 15 mil generally. And then here we change this to plaster. Should be built in already. Plaster, there we go. So that's my internal plaster layer. But remember, this is your core. Press OK. Press apply. Press OK. Now, I need to change all of these walls, and you can see I've got my internal plaster layer now. Okay, so I'm going to change all of these walls to match the same. So tab all, and I'm going to make sure that they all, and it's a 270 cavity wall now. Okay, so edit, rename, just call this 270. Okay, jobs are good. Now, these usually go into the wall. Now, just make sure, this is where things do get a little tricky, okay? So if you go to ground floor, and we go to, I want to see full detail, fine, so we see all the, and switch off line weights. Line weights. You must make sure that this internal core face matches, and I usually do this in section. So make sure, sorry, one of the lights gone off. Okay, close that one for now. So make sure that you go align that, and it has. You can see it's perfectly aligned to that internal face. So then I know the rest are good. Then we've got some weather strip we can do here, and here's your cavity wall. Because in the Cape, you get a lot of wind-driven rain, you're going to need a cavity. Okay, it's very wet there. Now, technically there's a beam that sits in here. So what we tend to do, I go and edit boundary, so just make it ground floor. What we tend to do is we put this into the, oh, that didn't change, so I don't know why. Okay, so that one wall still a 220 masonry wall, but this is a good example. Some walls don't have to be cavity. This must line up with this internal cavity, because they'll build it into up to that line, or sometimes they'll build it up to this line. Technically, it'll be there. Okay. Then there'll be a beam in this location, so I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so let's do that there. You can drag and snap these now. Revit will always try and snap things to each other. It'll try and create a relationship with each other. Okay, just like that. Bang. If I go back to my section, this is exactly how it's going to work. Now you can go and spend a whole lot of time putting a beam edge, but there's actually a tool in Revit that will help you change the way this looks. But technically, I go to annotate. This is very easy. I go to region, I go to concrete, and I quickly draft now. This bit of line work is an invisible line. Okay, it's invisible, and I'll finish this now. Now, technically, you just make sure it matches concrete. So you just make sure it's concrete in the filled regions. Concrete hatch. Now, these do have materials in them, sadly, so I must just switch this off to be the same color as the background of the concrete, which was this color, I think. Great, now we're getting slightly darker. But now you'll see it'll look seamless. But I haven't had to waste my time modeling that. So a lot of stuff, don't model. You just add detail to this. It was a slightly darker color. Unfortunately, there's no pick line tool, which sucks. That's the only thing that's quite annoying. So let's just make this, it's not that one, it's a slightly darker hatch. Let me just see in the material if I can get it from here. You know why? I'll explain. So if we go to hidden, so here you just say no. No pattern. Okay. Then it'll look like you've put a beam. So you can either put an upstand beam or downstand beam, and then you put in some color or structure in the wall to carry that, depending on the spans. You guys learned a bit about in STU about spans and that kind of thing. Okay. All right, so there's your brickwork in. Okay. Now with your brickwork, just a quick rule of thumb. You can go and change their profiles, so you can edit profiles. If you want to cut in quick openings, you can go and cut in openings. I would use an elevation or section view of this, but it'll snap to stuff. You can go and create openings like this. Okay. You can also change the profile here. I'll undo what I'm doing. You can do that as well. Sorry. Edit profile. It's typically locked for the perimeter, so you must just tell it, yes, remove constraints. You can do that, okay, but it does cause a bit of issues. But if you go and click reset profile, it removes all those holes. Okay, so there are other tools to use to do that. And Windows typically use curtain walls, embed curtain walls into your walls. Okay, so let me just show you that on ground floor. So architecture, again, you go to, it's a wall, but it's a curtain wall. These get embedded into these walls. Okay, where's your street? Your street axis is here. So if you go to 3D view now, you see that these get embedded, and you can make these into windows. Okay, so it works like a window. And then you can use this tool to add a bit more information. I would use Innovation View to add more information. Okay. Cool. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to save this for you, and I'll give you back the model. Okay, save. So now we have to have them building here while we're trying to record. Fantastic. Okay. So I've saved this file for you now, and you can, all right, so you can carry on in this file. I've added some walls, so download it, open it, and save over your old file. Okay, Billy?
Yes.
Thanks. Let's download yours. Okay, let me just open up ArchiCAD. It should work on this machine. Okay, I'm not that great in ArchiCAD. I'm going to try.
It's okay.
Okay.
I think you'll be able to help me because it's. I feel like it's just a basic mistake that I'm making or a setting somewhere that I'm struggling.
Yeah, so go and pester Bianca in the resource center. I know she's not here, but rest of the week she's here. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
And Magdalena also can't be here at the moment because she's also got other classes, so you can also pester her. Okay. Right, so let's just say open project, open. It should have sent. Okay, let me just check quickly. Yeah, it said send file. Oh, wait a minute. It hasn't. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, mine also did that. Yeah, just send it. Yeah.
Sorry. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, if you press send before it loads, it doesn't send it.
Okay, students. Okay. Oh, suffering at my body is taking shots. Okay, Billy, come here. Let's see what we can do for you. All right. Remind me later. Okay. All right. Let's go to 3D view and have a look and see. Perspective. Okay, cool. All right. So,
Yeah, so I've done most of the stuff.
you're getting there.
I think, as you can see with the stairs,
Yeah, the
something is wrong there.
Stairs, you've just got to add, you just have to give the treads and that. So if you go to,
Yeah, I tried doing, I did the setting with monolithic, I tried playing with the materials, I
And it
changed
does
the
keep-
dimension, it keeps doing that in 3D and in section as well. If you go to this, right,
yeah,
where's
I
the
see.
section?
Okay, let me,
Yeah, in the section it does it the same thing.
yeah, let me just
So
go to
I'm
building
quite
section.
confused why it does that.
Yeah, the
I don't know
stairs,
why.
the stairs are being a bit, I have noticed this. Okay, and let's just make sure that there are settings here that we haven't switched off. So there's some additional settings here that we're going to go and add, okay? I just want to make, you can see there's lots of them here.
Yeah,
Number of goings, that's correct.
that's also something that the extension line. But I'll ask
Yeah,
that
that's
after.
got to do with when you cut it. That's a drafting thing. That's annotation. I just want to see I got this right because I got the stair from Bianca and I had to fix it as well because it just didn't work correctly. Where was it again? That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Those are hand railings. Okay, let's just go in here and spend a little bit of time here. Because let's try and get this to work correctly because this is freaking pain. Eh? Okay, so let's just go to structure. So you've changed to monolithic, that's all good. So flight monolithic, just make sure this is all good.
I changed the line weights and everything as well. Tried to
Oh,
make
you see what I do here is I actually don't switch on the treads. So I switch off nosing, I'll explain.
it. Okay.
Switch off that, finishes, I'll also switch off. Because it adds an extra material on the monolithic material which shouldn't be there.
Oh, I see.
So you want to stick with that. So add stringers, we don't need stringers. Flights. Guys, I'm going to be busy with the second years for the next hour and that, okay? Alright. No shame, I will say.
Yeah, everybody needs help.
I know. Okay, that's good. So that's correct, 150 structure, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, most of this I just changed. I took a standard one and then I just added a timber finishing onto it, which is still weird because it's the standard one that it does that. I did play a lot with
Yeah, geez, this thing is
the
just
stair
being...
levels to get that right.
No, that's correct. I just want to check something here. That's correct. Finish. No, we don't want finishes. We just want structure because maybe your structure. You know what? Let's put it on a layer. So if you go to layers, I'll explain. It's on a layer that you can't see. That's where the problem is.
Okay.
So where's here? Site. So I'll explain. It's on. So if we go to your, where's that layer combinations? Yeah, 3D. You need to make sure some stuff is hidden.
I did go through that as well. Go to design.
So let me just make sure that the structure stuff, just make sure. So structure rating. Now these things each get put in their own freaking layer. So
Yeah.
if we go to stair, here we have to be very careful. Sure, this is a nightmare, these things, on how many bloody settings you're going to go and set. So let me just check. Home story, that's fine. So I also want to make sure that all of this stuff is set correctly. That's correct. Just want to just pull this closer. You might have to go and speak to Martin, with this. This is something that I'm going to have to spend a bit of time. Yeah, and then you can't move the damn thing down. Let me just use this window thing and see. No, it won't. Okay, let me just try. Shucks now. Hey, yeah, come. Whoa. Oh, word.
Maybe just press cancel and then open it again. Maybe it fixes it.
Yeah, good. Good
There you
call.
go.
Good call. So I just want to make sure monolithic, yes. It's here. It's on that layer.
I tried working with those layers. So if you go to the layers tab, I made it available as well. So go there, go under design.
So
Just there.
we must get rid of these categories. You must go to all. Oh, you see, it's put it in these. You see that category's off. That's why. So design. So I'm going to switch that on, and I'll go.
Yeah, even then, because when you go to it, go into design, go up here.
I'm just going.
Yeah, okay, then structural.
As it's structural.
Yeah, it's in the structural
We
one.
must.
I made all of them
That visible.
visible,
Okay.
so I don't know why it's
Okay,
still
let me
struggling.
just go back, go to layers. That should be on now, and I've updated it. Press OK. Yeah, it should be visible now, so that's very interesting. So, okay, let me just check something else, because maybe there's something else in here now that's invisible.
Yeah.
So, let's make that structural stairs and railings. That's on. So in here, so your monolithic structural stairs and railing, it should be on. Just make sure, yes. Okay, now it should be on, eh? Flight monolithic. So horizontal cut, DX 4040, yes. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Solid, that's fine. Uniform, that's 150 that it should be. Okay. Training, uniform, landing, all plans. Oh, it should work now. There is a way to rebuild these as well. So let's just go to. I just want to find if there's any standard staircases already. You see, there's not. Because this usually sets up everything right from the get-go. Okay, structure.
I just went to stairs and then I used the standard one and I just changed the name so that I have it saved as my own one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that might be the problem.
No, it should be showing this stuff as monolithic. So I'm going to say, see here you can show the things differently. Do you want to see it finishes? But I want to switch off the finishes because technically you just want the monolithic material. You don't want the finishes above.
Yeah, the rest I can draft in.
Exactly.
So I just want to put the structure. That's
Exactly.
that's all I want to do in 3D.
All of this stuff doesn't
the rest I'm
matter.
gonna draft.
Structural straining, that's all on. Okay. Landing, that's fine. Finishes, I just want to make sure that there's no finishes at all. So here you can pick what type of finish you want to add, but that's fine. Floor display, that's good. Press OK. It should now. Why are you being so? But these settings in here that also change. So riser 15.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's going out
Because
live.
I see the TVs are off.
Oh no, it's just that Oxplane. It's this full screen Oxplane. It's this. So I'm just going to find it now. Where is it? It comes from this live stream. It's not that one. It's this full screen. So this full screen. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so technically. Yeah, it's just for those in the flight component, finish component. I just want to see if there's anything here that I'm missing. Drainage and flight, no, that's correct. Landing components. Drainage and landing, no, that's all fine. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Numbers of goings. Because here you can actually change all of the settings here with finishes, mark. Yeah, but this is all good here.
Yeah, because I spent the past Saturday also like really trying to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. So what you can do is there's a Google AI system that can look at your screen and tells you how to fix it.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, so let me show you this while we're at it.
Please, yeah.
So what you're gonna do? You're gonna go to. I'm gonna open up a new Chrome. So this is a little tricky now because I'm streaming this stuff live. So let me go to this guy. You're gonna go here. I've saved it already. It's very easy to find. You go to Google AI Studio.
Okay.
It's very easy. So with Google AI Studio, it won't allow me to do it now, but you go to Google AI Studio, you'll all get this by the way. And then if you go to chat, yeah, you get this Nano Banana, you can make stuff, it's excellent. If you go to video, no, it's not this one, it's home. I want to share my screen. So why have they moved this now? They've changed this. They've upgraded this. You can share your screen, dashboard. It might not allow me featured. There was a thing where you share your screen now. Why is this changed? So let me just say they've changed this. Google AI Studio share screen. Yeah. So what this does is, it's live. That's what they've called it now. You share your screen and you
Okay.
talk to it, and it says, I see you are in ArchiCAD. You go, yes. How do I add my monolithic stairs? And it'll talk back to you and it'll give you a whole, and it saves all of it for you.
Wow, that's
But
amazing.
it knows you're in ArchiCAD and it'll help you.
Okay.
It'll even, and you say, give me links to videos and content, it'll even give you the links. But it looks at your screen. It's great. But you
Okay.
talk to it like a person. Okay, I promise you, it's awesome.
Crazy.
So it's AI Studio Google Dash Live.
Okay, awesome.
I don't know why, because I was here, but I didn't see the live thing here. It's strange. This Nano Banana, by the way, this is excellent as well. This thing will make any image for you. Any image.
Okay.
You can tell this thing to. It's crazy what this does. Okay, you have to go to this link. No. Go there. Select Nano Banana, yes. Anyway. But that other one works brilliant. I think while I'm recording it won't. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's happening at the moment. Okay, but in essence, that's what I'll do if I was you.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, sorry man, I'm a bit
That's
out of my
fine.
depth with ArchiCAD.
I have a few
What
other
else? Yeah,
questions
go for it.
though. If you can see if you can do that. With the stairs, how do you? Okay, like I see there something already did happen, so I don't know why.
If this stays below, it becomes dashed, and if it's active on the ground, it starts showing, and that's those annotation things that I was talking about.
Okay.
So go back to your section. So that section is, so one stair is above, so it's dashed. A stair below is the outline. So you're actually looking up, but it's telling you that that's above and that's below.
Okay, because
Okay.
when I was in the project, it didn't do that. It just showed all the stairs.
No, but now it's working correctly. So
Okay.
that's correct. So that is correct. Okay. If you go
Okay.
to, say if you went to roof, for example.
Oh, but it's still doing that technically.
No, if you go to roof, you're seeing all of your stairs.
Yeah,
You're seeing all of them down.
below. So
Yeah.
how do I actually turn that off so you only see the ones that's on the relative?
You just you
front
hide
stairs?
these. You hide them or you switch them off. Here you can show. Here you can switch off the symbolic lines.
Okay.
So here you can say it's under that I know. You can switch off this the annotation for the stairs so it's not visible, and you can also stop it visible on certain. There's a way that you can see these things only visible in a certain plan. So let me go back there. This is very strange. So if you go back to your stair, this is very strange. Link stories, this is something else. Let's go in here. You can specify on what levels they're visible and not visible for certain stairs. So if you don't link it to roof and you say not linked and you select story, it will only show on that story.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's very strange. Certain elements do that in ArchiCAD, so just be careful. This will tell you what levels it can be visible or not visible. Okay.
Okay.
So just bear that in mind. Certain families do the same thing. They're only visible on a certain level, not all.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
And then how do you think, or can I do the like only the stairs that's on like on the section on the plan,
Oh,
so that it has that
if I
dashed line.
was you, I will work from floor to floor, not ground all the way to first. So what I mean is in sections. If you go to ground floor, so let's just try ground floor. Let's create a monolithic stair ground floor. So I just want a stair to go from ground. So let's just say stair tool. I want this stair to go from ground to not kitchen, but maybe what's the level above? Let me just check your
Kitchen.
levels. Is it kitchen?
Yeah.
So
They are all in the right order.
okay, great. So ground to kitchen. So all you need to understand is when you create a stair, you must tell it, I only want you to go from ground. You see where it says home? So that's your home story and that's linked to there. Now you just start drawing. Then this is only linked to those levels. That's the maximum stair.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go to a section view. I'm going to make a new section view. There's another trick where you can just see this in 3D as well. This is quite a show in 3D. Show select in 3D. This is quite a neat tool. And whatever you're seeing is what you see. Yours is, now it's got to do with these bloody, it's this thing, I'm telling you. But I should be seeing it, yeah. Okay, let me just cut a section through there. I'm afraid I must learn, I've got to learn some AutoCAD. So let's just create a new section. So we're looking through, but in theory, we should be seeing this thing.
Just move it into the section one.
Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, good. So let's go to section now, section 1. Section 1 there.
Yeah, I think the reason you didn't see it, just switch off 3D cutaways. So it's still doing the cutaway.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So then
Oh,
you'll be
yes,
able to-
yes, you would see it. Okay.
That's why.
So now I'm seeing, let me just check this thing in 3D. So this is going from my ground to kitchen only. Okay, I've added one too many risers, so you might have to minus one of these two. So you can change this to minus, yeah, so that should have been 0.
Yes.
Okay, that's better. Now, let me just switch this off at 3D cutaway. I'm going to go 3D view, okay. So I'm going to go and see show option 3D, show selection in 3D. This is quite a neat tool because it'll show you exactly, oh, there's something this
You see,
thing,
it's still
not
doing
working.
that.
It's not
I was
working.
also going into 3D trying to, I edited the treads and the amount of stairs because the stairs is like the main element in this
Structure.
quarter 3 design.
I'm going to make this whole thing beam. Okay, I just want to see if it does anything here.
I tried that as well.
What the bloody hell?
It's very strange.
Dude, this is, but Google AI will help you,
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, this thing will help you, so, who knows.
Then for some reason as well, doors and windows don't show on my ground floor plans. I don't know why. That's
try
also
that.
part of the setting. So if you can just
Yeah.
go to ground floor, just go to this wall, put any door in there.
Okay, so let's just go to Windows, yeah. Let's put a door.
Yes,
Select the door. Now,
that's
this,
the door I want to put in.
this is the door that you want to put in. Now, this
Or
was
something
that
similar.
whole thing about what we see on what floor. You see this display, you see this thing projected, symbolic. Okay, so let's just leave it like that. Okay, everything's good. Now make sure that the layer, an element,
That's strange because I can't see a layer that it's on.
that's,
I tried finding a layer, but it doesn't. The doors don't have layers.
they do.
Not that I could find.
So plan, I'm just going to explain this now. Okay, that's all good. Okay, that's all good, but there is a preview, I just want to make sure here. So you must just go through all of these settings with a fine tooth comb, okay. That's correct. Full plan, I want this to be 3D, so maybe change this projected and overhead. You see you can change the way these things look, so I don't want symbolic, I want projected maybe. So it's, I see the actual door, not
Yeah.
symbolic.
Then when I put in the door, you can't see it on plan, but in 3D you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
That's
So
strange.
let's put that in there. Crikey, yeah, yours is.
You see, something is
not
wrong somewhere.
lacking. Yeah. I just want to see if there's anything I can find here to help you.
Please.
That's correct. I just want to make sure relative to ground, so home layer, that's correct. So I just want to make sure if it's relative to home, that's good.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing for the windows as well.
make sure that these overrides show elements or show elements. Yeah, this is where Magdalena is going to have to help you. And you switched on all of those. Wait a minute, everything's off. Let me go to all. We must get rid of these layer categories because these things are actually causing. I like to see all the layers and not the categories. How do you get? Oh yeah, do this. Watch this. There's all your layers. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's start checkers. Okay, let's go here. All your layers. Let's just go to all on because maybe it's on one of these things that are control all. Switches all on for now. Now you can apply it, but you can say, okay, there's a way that you can custom. So let's just see now. Okay, your walls are still not, these things are still not showing. Now, another thing on ground floor, what we need to go and make sure is that this thing will cut. By the way, have you made a duplicate of it here?
Of what?
Of this ground floor. Because this is where you start setting your cut planes. Okay, go and watch this on those videos I gave you. There's that first video. Go and watch that video.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you this as well. Let me just jump to Chrome quickly. I'll just go into content. Okay, if you go to this video, helped a lot. This made a lot of sense to me. So if you go to construction model, you go work AutoCAD. This guy. This video is excellent. This is just an overview. This video here, this whole video, it's short, but it explains exactly how everything looks to get the visual, everything.
Okay.
Watch this video quickly. If you don't come right, come back to me.
Yeah. I've
I'll
watched
do-
a few of his videos, but I'll go watch it.
I've got your file. I'll keep it and I'm going to save it because it'll be in my to try and help you, okay? Because I need to find out why it's doing this.
Okay.
You see how these have changed now? Because this, let me explain. This view never goes on your sheet. This is like a working sheet. You duplicate them to make them look correct. You see here ceiling plans, floor plans, ground floor. Now you see things are looking very different.
Yes.
This is actually the view that goes on your sheet, by the way. Now here, you make sure that your layer combinations, this is where things actually show all elements. Here you go and play with your cut. The way these things are cut and the way it should represent happens here. See here, floor plan club. Here you set. That's why. Make this 1500.
Okay.
Now, you can show certain things. Show up to their project 0. Press OK, press OK. Now, I had this issue as well with these bloody doors. So, now I'm going to add a door in here rather. Okay. So I'm going to add door. So let's add a door here. On what level? On ground floor. See there?
It's already looking better, yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow.
Okay. Because this is designed, now what you do here, this is designed to, now you set your pen sets for drafting. So you've got my grayscales, here we go. Press OK. There we go. Now you want to show this as symbolic. So in here you're going to go to, so here you're going to change it to, this is where you should be working. Okay, so we've sorted out. So this should be symbolic. Of course your symbolic line work is this symbolic over here.
Much better. Wow.
Now we're cooking gas. Now the stairs
Now
even
we're
look
getting
better.
somewhere, yeah.
Okay, so now you'll find in section. So you go to your sections here.
That's there.
These sections might start.
Wow, okay. There we go, something's working.
So it's got to do with these layer combinations. Now we're working. So this is just showing the finish, which it shouldn't. It must show the structural stuff, not the. So now things are working. I want structural. So here I want monolithic. Press OK. You'll see it'll start fixing itself.
Okay.
Okay. So
I don't really
all of a
know what
sudden,
happened, but
No. I can explain something. This view sometimes shows things in a very strange. I want to show this as. So just pick your get the correct layer combination. Here you want to show entire model. Here you might just be seeing finishes. So just check this, okay? You see this entire model. So now this is better. Okay. On ground floor, you might find that this is not showing. You want to show entire model. Here we must just make sure sections and elevations. These things have all these weird settings, but in that he shows you what to do.
okay.
So here you want to change this to drafting, design plans. This is where things start changing. You see, I was on this view. Guess what? It's changed the way it looks. See that?
Completely, yeah.
So now we're seeing your door now. Now if you drop a window in, so now we're cooking on gas.
Yes.
But his video will help you. So let's put in a window here. So good. This is an opening, by the way. Those are openings. So if you go and edit this, these are openings, okay? So you don't want an opening. And it's just a symbolic, the way it looks on
Yeah.
an opening. You can change the way it looks as well. Where's the window again?
One right
Yeah, yeah, window. Now it'll work. There we go. Okay, now you can also change this to symbolic. These work the same. So do you want symbolic or do you want a,
It is already symbolic.
it is a symbolic. So you can then, okay,
Yeah, but that's perfect.
okay. All right, and then remember this always gets back to, so it's your layer combinations, or will change back to your, okay. Now you make sure that this updates. So when you're happy with the view, you see here an outliner, you can go and update this one to match. You can update these settings and you can duplicate them. You make a new copy, but he explains that in this video.
Okay, I'll go check the
And
video
in
again.
addition to that, today's class, what I've covered is construction documentation. There's a whole complete guide for you guys on how to do this step by step. You'll see in this guy's workshop videos, the internet is very slow. This guy does it so well. It's they're very short, and you just pick the thing that you're looking for,
Okay.
and he explains how to add the dimensions. Okay, these are
Awesome.
playlists, and they're short videos per topic. I found this is the best videos I've seen, how to detail everything. Okay,
Okay, thank
Cool.
you very much, sir.
all right, good.
Awesome.
I'm going to save this and give it back to you, so at least you've got
That's
a
it.
reworked, yeah, save. Close. Let's have to send this back to Billy and then I'll be with you now. So I'm going to go to E. I've just got some other people to help first, if you don't mind. and
Okay,
then
yeah,
I'm with you.
that's why I'm here, just to hear
Okay,
if I can.
good. Exercise, Billy, definitely. Okay, Billy. So Billy, your file's on its way, okay?
Awesome, thank you, sir.
I
I think
want.
that's my work.
I know, I'm just closing Billy's file at the
Okay.
moment. Can we just close this exercise one as well? Close that for now. Close. Okay, so I just want to add Billy's file here. So I want to open up, sorry, it's difficult with these damn screens I'm trying to share at the moment. It must be small. I'm going to go to chat. I'm going to upload that to, so it'll be the project file. I want the backup, I want the project file. Here we go. And I'm going to go send. Chloe, did you send me your file? Hey?
Yes, I did.
There it is there. Send. Guys waiting for it to upload. But just make sure that you go and see Magdalena, okay? Or good. Right, Chloe. Okay, this is your file here, hey? Oh, I've sent it back to you. My bad. Good. Sorry, I've sent it to you. Delete that. How can I delete this? Delete. I must send it to the wrong person. Sorry. There we go. Good. Cool. Download. Save as student files. Yeah. Save. Okay, good. I'm going to close that for now. Close that for now. And open. You just have to send me your file, okay? You must send me your Revit file.
I was gonna ask because I remember consulting with you last week, but you haven't sent.
I had to delete the video. Sorry,
But also
I used some strong language.
the file that you worked on, was it also deleted?
Maybe. Did I just check if I didn't send it back to you? Then it's probably deleted, yeah. Okay, just please send me the file again, okay? Where's the bloody desktop gone now? Okay, let's see. Lot 3. Okay, you got some links, that's fine. Okay, so 3D view. Okay, so what are you battling with?
It's the nitty gritty
Realistic.
stuff.
Just be careful using this too much because it'll slow your model down quite a lot. Okay, all right. Hey, look at that. Nice. Okay.
So it's the nitty gritty stuff, like the floor kind of sticking out.
Okay, so typically, if you're going to take a wall, if it goes from ground, we actually take it up past.
Okay.
So I know we're going to have some issues here. That doesn't have opening. So what I'm going to do is like these all must be one wall as well.
Yeah.
So maybe
But what about the
I'll
openings
explain.
and
I'll
stuff?
explain. So pull this. So you can actually do this in 3D quite easily. So I'm going to trim single. So I'm going to say, so select this one. I'll explain. It's actually very easy. Okay. So I'm going to pull this to there. Okay, I know there's an opening there, but we can make it go past that. Now, with walls, you can edit their profile. So you can cut away sections that you don't want to see.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Okay, very easy. Trim. You can also use open. Oh, don't do that. You must split that line. That line's very
Yeah.
important. So trim. So now you can. I'll explain why you want to do this because otherwise your floors and they don't work well. Okay. So
Got it.
voila. But I want this wall to start from ground floor. So in properties, this is quite nice because you want that wall to go continuous. Internal walls will go from. So an external wall. If it's going to go, so we're going to say it's going to start at level 0. Guess what happens? Oh, wait a minute. Base offset. So I'm going to change this. This one I'm going to take up to roof, which was level 3.
3.
So I'm going to tell it to go to level 3. And I'm going to tell this one to go to, that will behave. That's better.
And then that I just kind of cut on
Then,
the inside.
yeah, then this, you're going to go and say edit boundary. Now, typically, you're going to go to a level that will work for you, and that will be level 1. So here, we're going to go to level 1. Level 1. Then you just make sure that this, very easy, align. So you use the align command. Align. You're going to select the internal face. Just like that.
Oh, that's what that.
And get rid of that, because this, what's this? A little
That's,
lift shaft.
yeah, lift shaft.
Okay, I'll explain why. I'm going to do that for now. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, yeah, trim. So that will go to there, and then this will go to there. Bang. Just like that. This, if you wanted to go around, you can make it do.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's not at all.
Okay, good. So the floor just does that.
Yeah.
Good. This is an opening here. So technically what I would have done, I would have maybe gone in this direction because this is an opening. So the floor stab won't go there. You just do this. You don't need that. Because technically,
Oh no, that is necessary. This is also an opening.
is this an opening?
Yeah.
So maybe it'll do something like that. So maybe it'll do, because this is an opening here, so maybe, but this can just be a wall from below. So,
Yeah, it's necessary.
okay. Trim, but watch this. Technically, if you wanted to do that. And then this you can just nudge up until when it, Revit just doesn't like elements that are zeros, that you might have to delete and then trim this guy. Okay, so now you've got that.
Got it.
Good. But typically, just be careful of your walls. These might be, so this is the only other little thing with Revit. You must try and work square with your wall. If you work at a line, you'll find that trying to work accurately to be impossible. So I'll leave that for now. This, I quickly go and revise these, because these things do get quite unsightly. You delete them when you're done, or you hide them. Go to view. So here, typically, fine. Okay. Typically, this will go into the wall a little, in the middle of the wall.
Is that something you do during the annotation?
You can draft it into the wall, but I do it while I'm modeling so that typically these get built into the wall.
Yeah.
half of them, and they build a column into the wall. Just be careful, you might need cavity walls because of Cape's quite wet. But that's, you guys learn about why you use cavity
Yeah, we
walls.
did. But the thing is, most of my buildings outdoor, like relatively
Okay, then
outdoor building.
that's
way.
fine, that's fine. So in this view, so let's just make sure, I don't know why I'm not seeing any
But I could
materials
change
here.
some of them.
No,
The cavity
that's fine.
wall, yeah, it's just 2 walls.
Okay, this material should be in full. I don't know why these are all rubble. I don't remember changing this. That's strange, but anyway. Concrete, so let me just check. You want this to be concrete, you want this precast in situ. It's pre-set up to be concrete, okay. Press OK. Apply. This slab will technically be a 255 slab. 150 is going to be a bit thin.
Got it.
Okay, even that will be 255.
Yep.
Okay, now you'll see that these will join nicely because they share the same material. This typically, now what I do a lot of the times for con, don't go and model all these downstand beams. All that you do, very easy, you go to annotation and you draft over the connection. So here you're going to go and say, because it's concrete, you're going to go to line weight 6 because it's pre-set up like that, and you're going to change this to concrete. So here with the material, concrete. You can go and find the concrete hatch. This takes a bit of work because I've added some additional stuff that shouldn't be there. I'm going to say no fill for now, no pattern. Okay, all that you do now is you're going to draft to the center line of the wall. You're going to draft like a little downstand beam if you want a downstand beam, depending how your structure works. I don't know if you guys have considered your structure yet.
No, we haven't. What does the downstand beam do?
I'll explain now. I'm going to use an invisible line. I'll open my model and show you. So all I've done, I've drafted that connection, how it should work. Technically, you might build in a column in the wall, then you don't need a downstand beam because it'll support the slab. But technically, this acts as a beam in the wall. You can even take it through. You'll see a lot of buildings, when they plaster on the outside, they've got these V-joints in the facade.
Yeah.
But technically that's a downstand beam, because remember it's carrying this whole load. So you need a beam to carry the brickwork above. So that's what the beam's doing. Okay. So my model, if I open my model, file, should be already in the list here. Let me just go to file. That's what I show you because my model you can go and you can filter through. I've built the structure correctly. You can isolate just the structure and you can see how the beams in that work. Okay, I've actually modeled it in a bit of detail. So let me just go to list. That's over here, sorry. Come on. It'll be dwelling 1. Should be way back here because I opened it up recently here. Okay, let me just go and open it from the folder because it's on the machine. So I'm going to go to OneDrive University, OKU. So it's going to be BIM library. You guys have all got access to this bar. You can start taking information out of it, okay? Examples, just don't oversave it and save it back in here. I must actually remove that. So it's not that one, it's projects, Revit projects. So we'll open this quickly and you get an idea. So let's open this guy. Ignore, so in 3D view, so this is very comprehensive, but if I go to VG and I go all off and I switch on floors and I switch on structural columns, you'll see that these have, I'll switch on the beams as well. But you see how the columns hold up, but there's also beams that go around. So let me just go to VG. In floors there should be slab edges, they should be on. Yeah, that's interesting. Should be on. Anyway, I'll go to section, I'll show you in section. So in section, this view, so let me just go to ground floor. I'll go to this section over here. Go to view. See, I've put an upstand beam there in the wall and it supports the cavity. This one was a concrete wall already in this joint, so you don't need it here. So here I've put an upstand beam, sorry. So let me go back to 3D so you might see in 3D now. There. So it's an upstand beam and you see how these columns connect? And because there's a beam across here, this will connect into this concrete wall here, because there's a concrete wall there. So that's all I need to do for my structure.
Yeah.
Because this is a concrete wall, that beam will support the edge load, going across. Okay, so you can do an upstand beam or a downstand beam, totally up to you.
So
I did an upstand beam.
Do you think that's pretty beneficial for con having like indicating. the
If you
outside beams.
try and understand your structure, okay. So you'll see why I've used my upstand beam in here, because I've got a step in this.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so if you go to this section over here, go to view, you'll see that I've created a weather step between here, and you see how the upstand beam works.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, but you don't have to model it, you draft it. Okay, okay, but this is kind of the level of detail that you guys need to try and, for con this is perfect. Okay, so if it represents like this, just remember you can't model everything, so just try your best, and what you can't model, you draft. Okay, I'm not going to save that, otherwise it will cause issues. Don't save it. Okay, so in your model, you can draft these little connections and you can save them and use them again. You can mirror them. Okay. So here you can go to town and you can draft in most of these connections where these things have gone a bit awry. Okay, but they're easy to fix. So for example, you can select both these objects like this, use this command in 3D view, you can see where these connections are happening and you can fix them.
Wait, what exactly do you do?
If you go to level 1, so if you, let's go back to section. So if you select these objects, so watch this, I'm going to select these guys, just like this, see that? And I go like this, it will create a section box around those elements. And while it's selected, I'm going to go and say isolate elements. So then I'm looking just at these elements. Then to fix them quickly, get a boundary,
Oh, I see. Yeah,
line.
because it's kind of funky there.
it's quick, yeah, it's so quick. Here you've got 2 walls, so just be careful, you've got 2 walls, and that's why I don't like to use 2 walls sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like that, sorted. And now you can go and see this, and now if you want to reset temporary height. Now the only trick with this, the section box, to reset your section box back to normal, you must just go to properties, and you must just say section box on and off. It'll show everything, and then you just go back here again, and then it resets it. Then you can drag it again. So duplicate views of what, but whatever you select, so 2 things, whatever you select in your orbit, or orbit around that, always, or if you want to have just that in isolation, you can go there and then you can work on it, switch off wireframe, because then you can model stuff around you very quick without having to go cut the whole model up all the time. So it's a great tool. Okay, so here you can see bits in isolation if you want to fix things in isolation. Okay, so all of these walls work the same. That wall, yes, but this wall maybe, that's fine. That if it has to go to ground floor, you tell it to ground floor or not.
Yeah.
You don't want to have all these stacking walls because things start getting misaligned.
That's true.
Things start going awry. Walls that need to go straight through, you take them straight through. Walls that stay from level to level, they stay level to level.
Okay.
All the walls that are on this level must always stop underneath the slab, so minus 255, so they don't go into the slab. Okay, see it there,
Wait,
that
what do you
slab.
mean?
So basically, okay, that's been joined, so we'll detach that.
Oh, so that starts on top of the slab and not...
Or beneath
okay.
the slab, yeah. So these, for roof, so my roof, for my parapet, I can take it 510 past, because that's a couple of brick courses past, and you'll see it'll take it past. Sorry, this is a section box interfering, so let me just switch that off. So it always stops beneath the slab, not in the slab. So just that's something you got to remember, okay? Yeah, I'll switch this off. You'll see that this will go past to form a parapet. Or if I wanted to stop, make sure this is a 255 slab. Yeah, make sure that's a 255. That's a roof slab. Edit type. You want this to be, you want that to be 255. Okay, that might be too thin. Structure, you can make this concrete as well. Okay, concrete in situ, then it will act like a. Now press OK. Apply. Okay.
Do you need a parapet?
Yeah, depends. You need to decide.
It interferes with the design if it has a parapet.
You can emulate a parapet where you put, like I did with my model, where I put coping, so it looks like a thin roof, but there's a parapet behind. But then you use harpers and water, yeah. So you need to decide. But this technically will stop minus 255. Guess what? It will stop beneath the roof slab. But why? No, why's that? Because your roof slab goes. Sorry, this won't be the case because your roof slab goes off the level, doesn't go below. So technically this will be at 0 then. So it'll be at 0. Okay, but if your roof slab, if this was a slab, it would be lower. Okay. Okay. But then this opening, that's how you make these openings, okay? But you'll want that to be one continuous wall, just like that. Okay.
Then I have a question for these. These are perforated.
Yeah.
Do I draft the
No,
perforation?
you don't.
Or what do I do?
Is it like a mesh?
Yeah.
Okay, this is quite interesting. You've modeled these in place, I see. Edit in place. Just be careful. You want to add all of these to the same in place model. And there's a trick to do that because now you're going to have hundreds of these little things.
But they're all like in like
I
different
know,
heights and
but
stuff.
inside the in place, you duplicate them. You make them a group and then you duplicate them.
I tried
then you
doing that, and then if I
kept on.
edited one of them, then
Oh,
everything
then
else.
if it's a group, you right click, you do. You don't have to. You can duplicate them inside of here.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't matter. It's not a wrong thing, but
It's just better.
to go and edit, you're going to have to go and edit each one now to apply
Yeah.
the settings.
I think it's going to
no,
be
you
easier
learn.
than this time.
You
Yeah.
learn, but it's very easy. Go and edit in place. The first thing you need to do, if it's in place, you need to give it a category. See the subcategory,
Oh, I see.
and it's a generic model. So you need to go to Manage, Object Styles. In Generic Model, you need to add a subcategory so that you can categorize the stuff better. So call this facade detail. Okay, so facade detail. So on elevation, it'll be line weight 2, never 1. But when you cut through it, line weight 3, because it might be a thin. So we're telling Revit how it should behave. Otherwise, it uses a generic thing and never looks great. So here, facade detail. So it means I can control it on plan and elevation the way it looks. Now, we're going to add a material. This is very cool, actually. In materials, we're going to go and add a material. Now, out the box, there's nothing that looks good. So what I tend to do is I go here and I add. You see it's got these metals. Now if I keep going down, you'll see that there's going to be a metal grid soon. Keep going down, keep going down. If it isn't, I'll show you what we do. There's usually mesh, but it's fine. I'll show you, we'll pick. Sometimes it's a miscellaneous. Let's check. It's usually in here somewhere. No, okay, let's go back to metal. So I'm going to pick any metal. Let's call it
It's like a copper or something.
copper. Let's make it copper, yeah. Bronze.
Yeah.
That's close enough, okay. Bronze. So let's grab bronze, I'm going to load it into the model. See, it brings it into, but now we can go and say, just call this, I'm making it deliberate, sorry, please. Okay. In appearance, now the magic starts to happen. I'm going to replace this asset, because this is where you get your assets from. It's very strange, I know, but trust me, you learn this once. And we're only going to use Appearance Library for this. Then we're going to go to Metal, and now these meshes. Okay, so now, you'll see if I keep going down here, there's going to be a mesh eventually. Expanded, keep going, you'll see now, it will show, yeah. See these meshes here? Hexagon, holes, you want holes.
Yeah.
So let's add this. It changes the material. You'll see now when it simulates it. It's just updating. We don't need that because we're not, and we don't know thermal because we're not doing any additional analysis. I'm just wanting to see this in a certain way. Now we can make this slightly bigger. It's just updating. It's fine for now. So I'm going to use this thing. I'm going to press apply, press OK, and I'm going to apply this facade detail. Now if I go to realistic view, so change this to fine, and I go to realistic view, you'll see that it'll add.
Ah, that works better. Yeah.
So it actually adds that detail for you, but
So-
you only see it in realistic view. But to make it work on, so very easy, you can make this work. Now, this is the only downside to this pattern type. There's no hatch pattern that kind of looks like this, but we simulate it. So what we'll do, so let's change this back to shaded. What we need to do on this material, so we're going to go to facade detail, so it's still, finish, we're still in the command. So here, we've allocated it to the correct asset, we've given it the right material. What we need to do now is we need to find some sort of facade detail graphically, so projection, so surface pattern, we need to find something that will work. Now you can go and get these model hatches that kind of work. But what I tend to do, I'll use a square 50 by 50 just for the sake of this exercise. I make it like this, and what I do is I make this quite translucent because it's semi-translucent. Make this 60. Now, Revit has a tool that it can align this texture with this texture, roughly. See what it's trying to do?
Yeah.
But now you have to go and find a hatch pattern that might work with this and a model. It's very difficult to make these hatch patterns. You can get them offline and load them in, but for the exercise and for this workshop, you'll see now if I go to, you see what it does. I can now see through.
Yeah. So do you think that hatchback pattern would work for the exam and everything?
It will. And you can just say it's a perforated steel mesh, and you put a note. Because it's that materiality you define. Because if you had to go and model that little hatch pattern, where'd you be here for the next month? So there are some drawbacks to doing this, but what's great now, what is cool, I'm going to show you a neat little trick as well, at a time. Now now that we've done the magic, don't do that, make it solid. Here, because it's been set up, you just go, and it'll always find the last material, always. Okay.
Got it.
It's
And then
actually
I can
quite
just keep on doing that and it should be fine.
So now you'll have that on elevation, and you'll get that nice overlap look and feel.
Yeah.
Okay, it actually works quite well. But I like what you've done. This is a lot of work. Well done. Okay, this is good. Okay, now this simulates what I'm trying to do, and it's great. Okay. Just in future, just make sure, because then you could have been in here, so you could have just selected them all and then.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay. I'll do that. in future.
But hey, we learn. We learn. Okay.
For my basement, I noticed with the model you showed, the basement has like a bit of a gap between the top and solid.
Yeah, so that, if you go to basement, so what you're trying to do, yeah, I actually deliberately added that gap. I think that's your top of solid, I think. Okay, let's just go to sections.
Could be.
Let's go
I
to
think
section.
it might be. I know that's this part. That's where the top of solid starts.
Okay, so let me just grab another section, 3 here straight. So we've got, you can start deleting these when they're no longer,
Yeah.
I just want to see what's going on with your top of solid. So, the top of solid, okay. So, a video earlier, I actually don't make this my cutting object. I duplicate this and I make a full layer. So, let's explain that quickly. I'll do that again very quick. All I do was, this is 150 and it can be a 150 slab, which is fine. But what I do is I duplicate this, and I make this fill. I actually make my fill layer the one that cuts, and not my, if you look at my model, you see why I've done it. Because then it allows me to build a gap there correctly. It controls what I'm seeing and I hide it when I don't need it. I created a gap there because actually they'll put steel sheets in the ground. Because you're working close to your neighbor, there's no way that you can dig a big hole. The ground will collapse. If there's a building there, it collapses. So they're not interlocking steel sheets into the ground. They've got this big thing that drives them into the ground.
Yeah.
It forms permanent shuttering. That's why I left that 100 mil. So when I'm drafting, I know that I need to draft in a line there to represent that. Okay. At a time. I'll leave it 150, that's fine. I'm going to change this to earth. I'm going to change this to earth. Site earth. Yeah, yours was fine. That's okay. Good. Apply. Okay, now I've duplicated that one, but that's fine. I can change this back to 150. Guys, can you just turn that down a bit because I'm just recording here? And it's, sorry, I've renamed the damn thing. This should have been, that's your floor, sorry.
Would it be 150
That's-
or should I make it
No, that's
250?
correct. Oh yeah, by the way, that floor slab should be structure. Structure. Where is your structure layer there? Structure. Concrete. Apply. Okay, press OK. Okay, press OK, yeah. Yeah, press OK. Apply. So I'm going to duplicate this down, copy this down, copy 150. 150. Delete that one. This one, I'm going to go and edit this. I'm going to make it full. There it is there, full. So this one I've already set up, okay. So this becomes your full layer. Now, on topo,
Is that that layer, the 150 layer, okay? That
Yeah.
That's 150?
because when they do compact it full, it's in layers of 150 mil. Then they compact and then put another, but we represent it as 150. We don't show all the layers because we don't know.
And the concrete slab above
That's
it,
fine.
150 is
Because
fine.
it bears on ground.
Okay, got it.
These don't bear on ground.
Got it.
That
Yeah.
bears on ground, so it's
That makes
supported.
sense.
Yeah. Okay, ground bearing, they're thinner. When they suspended, they're thicker. Okay. So this layer becomes my excavate layer. Okay, so this, I'm going to go and say, remove excavation. I use this layer rather because that's my fill. I know my slab sits on top of it. It makes working with this way more easier. So I'm going to go excavate. Because sometimes you'll find that your wall, this will actually stop in there and your wall goes down sometimes. So this I use to excavate everything. And I know my slabs and everything sit above. Okay, so what I'm seeing is cool. This is perfect.
So how exactly do you get that gap?
Oh, you see here. So you see, if I want to fix this now, I just fix this. I go edit, boundary, basement. I just go align, watch this, it'll fix it now. Bang. Watch this, align. Now it's cutting my proper, now it's excavating properly. See now maybe to that line of the wall, the floor slab's gone a bit whack. But now, if I go to my section now, you'll see that it'll start cutting this correctly now, you see. And I'm using this to drive it and not my floor slab. Now your floor slab's a bit whack, you see.
Yeah.
So you either pull it back there, take that down. So what I mean, I can take this down by 150. I can go in here and hit a boundary, basement, open. Then I can fix your, see here I can delete all of this quickly. Watch this, bang. And I'm going to use the pick line tool. So I'm going to go tab once, twice. Sometimes you can. I'm going to fix this. Your basement will be, for now. But you have another slab outside because this will support a wall, okay? So
What
now,
do you mean? Oh, that's wrong. That slab outside's wrong. It shouldn't be there.
oh, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, no, it
Okay.
shouldn't be there.
Now this can go down by 150 because technically your walls, it doesn't matter, you can do it both ways, but I'm just showing you that why is it not doing that? Why? Okay, it doesn't matter, it's just gonna, now this guy, you want to pull it back to there, so now you can go and edit boundary, basement again, and that will go align. This is how easy it is to fix, and that will go to the outside of the wall, and that will go to the outside of that wall. Okay, that's better. It's just a floor slab that's got a bit whack there.
Oh, is that the extra line?
Yeah, so that's your wall. So that should be, is that your, let me just go and see which one. There's extra something here. So let's go and edit that boundary. But this is just a better way to see what you see. So that is correct. That's another line or something, so I need to see what that is. Property line. Ooh, you can't go over your property line. That line, VG, site. So you'll be paying your neighbor, you'll be buying the property from him. So property line, what we do is we override it in this view to make sure. So I override it and I make it quite thick so I know it's telling me, it's warning me. Very important line. But it's actually easy to fix now because your walls you match.
Yeah,
You align
everything's just
it.
gonna make.
Everything must be around your property line. But what you can do is, if that's slightly skew, make it square. But provided it doesn't go over your property line.
Yeah. Got it.
Maybe just tweak your property line. Yeah. Okay.
I'll do that.
Tweak your property line to suit.
How do I tweak?
That's easy.
Yeah.
Edit sketch. And then you go align, watch. It's actually this easy. Good. Okay. Don't do that. I use the line tool. Sorry, let's get rid of that. So you want to use the line command. That's how you tweak your property line. Just make sure that your adjacent buildings are not interfering either, okay?
No, I don't think they are.
Okay, then, yeah, but that's correct. Your front property line is good. The rest? Okay, now going forward.
No more. I'm going over the property
No
line.
problems with the property line. But that's a good thing. It's warning you. It's telling you, saying, woo,
Property line.
okay.
But what I noticed with your model, it's got like a bit of a cavity.
Yeah,
So-
that, I just made this slightly bigger.
So you make that slightly bigger, and
Yeah.
then that excavates it.
Yes. So then, very quick, offset. Offset. Give it a value. Let's make it 50 mil.
Is it 50
offset
mil?
again? Yeah, it's 50 mil. Those sheets are actually 75. It varies, but I just use 50 mil. It's enough to use a symbol line. Guess what? If I go here now,
Just offset everything.
and it offsets everywhere.
Aha, got it.
So that's why
And then
you
you
want
draft
this to draft. You
this-
draft in your stuff in here. But even all of this fill, this morning my video covers how I drafted this, but I've given you guys a series of videos that helps you how to add documentation to this, okay?
I'm assuming there for the slab with the staircase,
It'll
that
be
would
joined.
also go into
Yeah,
the
but
wall.
this will join, because technically if they're the same material,
Oh right, that's true. Oh, so you wouldn't see the thingy.
You won't because it's concrete, yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so this stuff, stairs, this is where stairs are just notoriously bad. Here you've got to use that masking region or fold
Masking
region.
region?
Fold region, so annotation, it'll be a region here.
Yeah.
But masking, what masking does, it hides stuff. So if you want to hide something, I'll just create a rectangle, invisible lines, I'll show this. It's designed to hide stuff that you don't want to see in case of something. Sometimes the stair, there's supposed to be a wall here that you don't want us to see. You can hide it, but with drafting stuff. That's what a masking thing
So
does.
what do I have to mask?
So here, you're going to go to, here it's going to be concrete, so line weight 6, concrete hatch. So we're going to try our best now. Revit sometimes will pick a line, sometimes it won't. You know why? Because the stair's cutting at a weird angle.
Yeah.
So here we're going to have to use a bit of, luck. Revit and stairs sometimes are not very good friends, I've noticed, because it's doing a bunch of maths to try and create a stair. There's just a finish on the stair which is complicates things a bit. So I'm going to say pick line here. Ooh, see there's another line there, but we'll get it to work. There. Now I need to draft a bit of line work here that will make it look like it's connecting. See here, now this, I tag this and I put it as close as I can, because it's never, now this will stop. So while you're working, you can use isolate category command. I'll just isolate the line work, because I know I've got to do this, I've got to do I don't know, I think the step was there. Yeah. I'll see now. I think I did that. I did that, I think. Let me just bring back everything. Reset temporary hard. Oh no, I didn't. So this was there. Okay. So technically, but now where this connects, I wing it. I use the invisible line now because it's an invisible line. It's never visible. And this has to be a closed set of line work. Like that. Finish command. So what it does is, see what it does?
It just connects it.
Yeah,
And
and
then that one would also be
an invisible line. So you're going to go here again, hit sketch, you're getting it. Split line, on that line there, guess what? That one invisible line.
So it's just so it looks less weird.
Yeah, Revit never joins them. So in South Africa, we do a lot of cast in situ and it's read as one thing, but overseas they make these weird connections. So here, you might just have to tweak this. Because it's at an angle, Revit can't give it to you exactly. So what I do is I just tab everything, I move this as close as humanly possible. Revit will never snap to it. Because it's not, you're not cutting straight. So Revit doesn't know where to snap.
But those are just annotations, right?
Annotation.
Okay.
But
so
watch
it's
now.
not on the actual model, it's just annotations.
But we'll never see it on the view. So now you're seeing it correctly, but I've made that. This connection, where you put your footings in, don't model it. You draft it. Otherwise you're going to be spending months putting the footings and this section you're just showing the footings, because you don't see the footings
So
anywhere
you
else,
draft
only in
and then
section.
filled regions and stuff.
Again,
That's it.
full masking region, line weight 6, it's actually quick once you get the hang of it. So this will be it'll be just like that. You're going to go 600 by 255 deep. I work in brick courses generally, that's how they do it on site. So this footing will move and you put it over all this other stuff, because technically it sits there.
Oh, you put it over everything else?
Yeah, because
Oh,
that's
right.
full.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
full.
makes
And
sense.
then you've got a blinding layer there that's 150 mil, and then you've got full around it. So we draft this in. Something's not quite right there, edit. Let's go check something. That should be 600, y'all. That should be, you can make that 510, so it's like a ground beam maybe. And maybe make that 750. Then it's more, sorry, don't do that. You can leave them in, they're never visible because they just draft, they're right there. But you make one, you can make this a group and you move it everywhere. So now you just copy this guy. Copy, it's so quick when you draft and Rev, once you know what you're doing. So that goes there, I'm going to move it again, MVs move. Then you put your blinding layer. In my video today I covered that very quickly. Okay, don't model it, why?
Yeah.
These beams you can draft in as well. Okay,
Okay. Cool.
thank you.
Thanks so
I'm
much.
going to send this back to you.
Thanks. How much do I still have to add to the model except like fixing the little things?
Just go, I want to show you, let me go to my example quickly. So I've given you guys, just go and look at this, okay? So if you go to files, then support, if you go to assignment 4, so project files, I've given you guys some examples first off for assignment 4. Okay, this is kind of what I need you guys to kind of deliver. That's the site plan. Don't be overwhelmed because it's a smaller site. That's the ground floor, just like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
For
all the
assignment
furniture and
4,
stuff that
it's
I
very
drafted.
great. No,
No?
you don't even, just the kitchen, the main stuff, the other furniture, no. This is a construction drawing, it's not a
Okay, so the kitchen just counters and stuff.
countertops and maybe a hob or two, but that's all drafting if you can.
Okay.
And then I've given you a full set of examples what the students did last year.
Is there any way I could use the stuff I used in Rayon and
You
draft
can.
it in?
You can export as a DWG and you insert it in, come see me next week and I'll help with that.
Okay.
Okay, but you can use it. Good luck.
Cool. Thank you so
Cool,
much.
let me send you this quickly and then we're good.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Okay, let's close that, save. Okay, I'm with you now. Sorry, I had to delete it. I used some pretty strong language. Sorry when you had left. Okay, that was my side. That's what I've done now. 12:10, so that's 4:17. Okay. All right. Download. You want help with your roof, eh?
Yes. I did have an attempt where I changed the profile of the concrete shear wall to have that shape, but then I don't know how to make it tilt. So I know how to make it trapeze.
It is tricky because, so there's different techniques that we might have to do, okay?
Yeah.
But you join them together. Okay, that's good. So let's open that. Okay, let's just see. It's this exercise 1 file. Oh no?
Oh, it's this OKU.
Sorry, where is it? It should be in desktop. It should be in here. There it is there.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let's go to Revit quickly. So let's have a look at your roof. Okay, it should be opening in here. 3D view. Okay, good. All right. All right, let's go look at your roof. So let's go to roof plan.
Let me go get the bucket.
Okay. Yeah, so you want to create this weird roof here. Okay, it's actually quite easy. So what we're going to do, and that roof goes along the walkway here, it goes along here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So this is going to be interesting, but cool at the same time. So I'm going to focus on just these levels for now.
Oh, that's a separate level because
No, 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 that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. Okay, let me just go to your section maybe to make sure what I'm looking at. So let's go to this guy here. So let's go here. That's fine. Just be careful using too much levels, but you've worked well. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to use, it doesn't matter. You have to be careful of doing this because you actually just want to use one level, but you tell this one to be 500 higher.
okay.
So be careful of doing this because otherwise you're going to have lots of levels.
Yeah.
It's going to be so hard to manage. Just remember how to, but it's fine. I'm going to make your roof on this level here, which is ground. Okay, so I'm going to isolate, let's do it all in 3D very quickly, very quickly. So 3D view. So now in 3D view, I'm going to close this view, close this view, close this view. I'm going to use tile, so in view, I'm going to use the tile function. I'm going to tile ground floor because that was the one I'm looking at, ground floor. Okay, so I'm going to go to tile. So 3D view, ground floor. I'm going to need both. So in this ground floor, I'm going to look in this direction because I need to create a work plane of some description. So I'm going to go to architecture. I'm going to say reference plane. Usually we use grids, but I'm going to use a reference plane. I'm going to call this roof. Roof. And because the roof will start from there, I'm going to align this. So align is this command here. So if you select an object, align is this command here.
Yes, or AL.
AL. So in here, guess what I can do now? So if I go to architecture, set work plane, I can pick that roof guy. Roof.
Okay.
And if, okay, you've got another one in here, why's that? That's strange. Let me say set, maybe I've selected the white set work plane. Oh, no wonder. Roof. So go bang. Okay. So now that work plane's looking in that direction.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell Revit to create a roof based on an extrusion. So I'm going to go to architecture. I'm going to say roof by extrusion. So I'm going to tell it ground floor.
Yes.
Okay, now it's looking for a work plane in which to work. It's actually crazy easy. I'm going to go just like that for now. But now we need to tell it to start and stop. Now this material needs to match this material if they need to join. So they need to be the same material and thickness.
Okay.
Okay, so this will need to be, so yes, so structure, what was your slab thickness?
255.
Structure, and this needs to be the same material, so it needs to be concrete in situ. Okay, concrete in situ. Yeah, apply, press OK. So now we've got your little roof that goes from there to there. Okay, let's go align. So what I can do is I can align this roof to match to that. But now I want to take away that angle.
Yeah.
So now on ground floor, I'm going to create another reference plane. And I'm going to look in this direction because I know that's where it bends. Okay, I'm going to look in that direction now. So I'm going to call this cut. You can delete these when they're done. Okay. Cut. So in here, I'm going to go and say set, look at, set work plane, cut. So now I'm looking. Yeah, I'm going to cut away that section. So, oh, wait a minute. This wall, I'm going to go and edit profile again because it needs to have another little.
Yeah, something
Actually, quite quick.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to cut away the stuff I don't want to see. But now in order to cut, pull this there. So now in order to cut something, I need to make an in-place family component, model in place, roof. It needs to be the same category, roof. I'm going to call this roof cut. Cut. Roof cut. Good. Now I'm going to go and say I want to create a void extrusion, and I know it's working on this. So I'm just going to create a rectangle for now. Doesn't matter. I'm starting. Now I want to cut away that whole thing, just in the same angle. I'm going to go. Just like that, but now I can't close this family because it needs to cut something. Do you want to see the magic? Cut. Okay, but what's neat is that cut's always going to be there. You can go and edit this profile. Sorry, not that. You can go and edit the profile at any time. So now you can add, if you go to annotate, you can use dimensions. Come on, angle. You can keep these dimensions in here. So now you can go and say 35, minus 35, sorry. 35. So now you can be quite deliberate of how much you want to cut and how high this wants to be. See that?
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm changing, but now this just needs to cut a bit more. So I'll explain what's going on now with this. You go to edit in place. Now this, you just need to take it through the object more.
Okay.
Okay, but very doable, very, very doable. Your roof slab can be a little thinner maybe, depends what you want to do. If this is just a roof structure, you're not going to load it with a whole bunch of people, it can be thinner.
Okay.
Okay.
And this side is probably going to be thicker.
And that one, you do a profile, and then you can join them. Okay, you understood what I did?
Yes. And then if it's possible to send the video and then I'm just...
No, this video, it's going out live to everyone. It's on
Okay.
YouTube at the moment, okay? It's,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I should have recorded this.
No, but it's recording.
Oh, okay,
You're
so-
all going to have it. If
Oh,
you
you
go
said-
to my YouTube channel, OK200, today's class, and I'm
Okay.
sharing it on Teams as well.
Okay, that's
Recorded, don't worry. Captured.
Thank you so much.
Captured.
And
I'm going to save this and give it back to you.
That other elevator recording also there.
No, sorry. But just remember, I gave you guys those 2D symbols. If you go to insert from my library, it's a symbol that you put in and you just draw the walls around and you bring in the door, elevator door, and you put the door in. Okay. But come and see me and I'll do that, okay? All right, save this. I'm going to give this back to you now so you can have your file back, okay? So, file close. I've just got to help someone else. They've just sent me a file and then I'll be with you, okay? Can you send me your file in the meantime?
Mine is not even modeled. I've had a problem with my context and I've had to restart. And
Okay.
I just have an issue with how I would model my box within a box.
Okay.
Because I've got an oxidized steel box.
You're using ArchiCAD, hey? Can you go and see Magdalena? Or
Is she here today?
she
Because I
should be,
haven't
or
seen her.
Bianca. I'll try and reach out to them. I'll try and help you best as I can, but I'm not that great at
Okay.
ArchiCAD, I'm going
Because
to be
I was
honest.
just wondering if I should rather do it in rayon for the assignments.
Just try, because to model, I would actually model your building first. The site you can put in afterwards. So try and model your building first, okay?
Okay.
I'll show you what to go and look at, okay?
Okay.
So I just want to upload this file before I forget. So
Sorry,
this
because
one-
I didn't see anyone down in first
Yeah,
year
I'm gonna
site
show
as
you-
the site Robin.
I'm going to show you a,
Magdalena have done the honors.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to quickly give this back to you quickly so I
I can
don't
actually
forget.
check.
It was this one here, hey? We just go to time.
Okay, assignment.
There it is there, yeah. This one here. Well, you're going to have it back now, okay?
Thank you so much.
Should I go check first?
Robin, could you give her number so you can go and reach out to her? Just come look here quickly. I just want to show you what I've done for you guys so that you know what's going on. I've actually given you guys, so if you go to construction model and you go to ArchiCAD, there's a video that I've given you guys that's excellent. This video
Okay.
here. If you watch, it's very short and it shows you exactly how to put your building
Okay.
together. So you follow that.
Because I don't have many like masonry.
Exactly.
walls.
That video is
Okay.
excellent. So you go to that WordCamp one.
Yes.
Then, to do the documentation, I've given you guys, this guy's also brilliant, how to do your site plan, step by step. And he does it in these small little steps. How to make it look, how to document your plans, and how to do the detailing. Try your best. If you don't come right, you go back to Rayon.
Okay.
Whatever you do in ArchiCAD, you can export, take it to Rayon.
Okay.
And vice versa. You can take stuff from Rayon back to...
Put it into ArchiCAD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my only thing with Rayon, it's just drafting. I can't do anything in 3D.
Yeah.
So, well, not that I'm aware of,
Yeah.
that you can't really.
No, you
work
can't. You
in
can't.
3D.
So
Okay.
you can cut up a 3D model and export it to Rayon and then document it.
Okay.
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 But your
thank you.
topography,
Yeah,
it's just a line. As long as you know
Yes.
the levels.
Because it was a bit of an issue because then things weren't looking
Yeah.
right, so I had to redo it
That's
all.
fine. But go and speak to Magdalena
Okay.
or Bianca's here every day. On Friday and Tuesday she's not here, but every other day she's in the resource center. Go and sit with
Okay.
her. She'll help you.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
I've just got to help her, then I can help you. Okay, Amy? You send me your file, hey? Okay. Okay, I'm running a bit out of time, but let's try. Cool. It was this one. Okay, download this file. And you might have to download this as a different file because there's one here already. Save as this exercise, so just be careful. Everyone's got exercise
Yeah.
new. Okay. Okay, so what are your questions?
So I'm struggling to make a hole in the floor.
Okay.
I need it for a lift, and then I also need it for some steps. And then
Okay.
also the steps I need to make are like they're really wide, so they might end up needing to be more like platforms.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure. how to
Cool,
go
let's
about
see,
that.
let's see. So ground floor, let's start somewhere first. 3D view. So let's just start, what floor do you want to cut a hole in? Oh, it's looking good.
Let's say the first floor.
First floor. So
Yeah,
let's just,
all ground floor as well, both of them.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this quick command. What it does is it creates a quick section box around.
What command is that?
It's whatever element you select, it'll go around it. If you want to undo it, you just untick section box and then you start back again.
Oh, okay, so you select this and then
But it's first floor, hey, and that's first floor. So let's go to first
or
floor.
ground floor.
First floor. Go on first floor. So you want to make a hole in the slab. So sometimes what you have to do is you have to have a section open as well so that you can see. So I'm going to have a section open on my first floor together. Because here, just make sure that you guys work, yeah, it's looking good. So on your section, if you go and say edit boundary, it'll take you to first floor, but first floor is open, so just select first floor. All that you do to make an opening, it's this easy, you just make another rectangle. There is another tool where you can add shafts. So in a floor, you can add shafts, but the problem is, this also comes with a catch. A shaft you can put through the whole building, but it comes with a catch. Okay. Sometimes when you're trying to draw other floors over, it will shaft everything. So a shaft is a shaft. So I prefer to do this rather because I have more control.
Just go individually and
Yeah, because
okay.
you can copy this floor slab to the ground floor easily. Okay, very easily. Okay, very, very easy. Now in
But
section,
then it wasn't working so well. When I did it on the ground floor, it didn't work.
just press cancel. I'll explain.
I'm not sure if I was editing
Yes.
the property line instead, but then I'm
Let's
not
see,
sure.
let's see. So if I go to edit boundary, that's good. Now if I select this floor slab and I go like this, guess what? It'll show me just the floor slab. Bang. So now that's a good way to work. I work in 3D all the time. So if I go down now to ground floor, now if I go like this, now what's quite cool is I can copy that same hole and put it in exactly the same location. It's magic. Watch this. Watch this. So I'm going to grab that hole here. So I'm going to go edit boundary. Yes, I'm going to go Control C. Bang. Just like that. I copied and paste. I'm going to go to the floor slab below. So let's go to that floor slab. I'm going to use the same command. Bang. Now, I'm going to go and say edit boundary. I'm going to go paste. I'm going to say align to selected level. It doesn't matter what level I select actually. It doesn't matter. See what it did?
Yeah.
Puts it in exactly the same spot. Okay, so if this was a lift, you'll put your walls around, but this goes into a bathroom. Okay, technically. So edit boundary, tab. You can put in any shape hole in the floor, by the way.
Yeah.
Just remember it has to be a closed loop. Okay,
And then
okay.
okay.
So that's how you do it. Cool.
So then it's just select the right floor and then paste it.
I use sections while I'm modeling, so I know I'll pick that floor, pick that floor, pick that floor, pick that floor. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's easy, because on plan to pick a floor is very difficult, because you have to go tab, 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 tab. Then you're going to go.
Yes.
The
That makes
quickest way, you
sense.
go like this, select everything, filter, then I go floor. But then sometimes there's lots of floors.
Okay.
But now if I go and say edit boundary now, then yeah, cool. Okay.
Okay. And then to make like a platform so that like for stairs.
Okay, where you want to come in? Show
So
me.
that'll be on the ground floor.
Okay, so let's go to section. So you want to come in from there to there. So let's go to ground floor.
Yeah, it needs to go from there to there, but
Oh, from ground to first floor.
floor.
Okay. So go to. Okay, where do you want to go from? In here.
No, here.
How thick are the stairs?
2 meters.
Okay, wide.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to stair. Now before you go, you must tell Revit where the stair is going to work from. So it's going to be 2 meters, how wide it's going to be.
But each stair is like different. Each stair is slightly different dimensions.
I know, but I'm going to
Okay.
show you how to fix it now. Now, it's going to go to ground to first. That's correct.
Okay.
Just like this, you need 18 rises. So I just start drawing. I'll explain. Now I'll go in this direction because we're going around a corner. This doesn't matter. I'll explain now. We're going to sort this out in a minute. This is at a slight angle, so I might have to go align. See how I've aligned it to that? Align that to that. Because technically now your stair works correctly. Now this I can move back. You can change, you can draw the stair again to make sure you get the desired number, but for now I'm just explaining how to do this, okay? So if I go to finish now, and I go, guess what I like? I love it. Now you cut out the opening here, this is how quick, it's very quick. But you've got a wall here, so your stair might not walk. You've got a headroom issue there.
Oh yeah.
You might have to pull this back.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's gonna be so, like, these are gonna be so long, it should be fine.
Let's see. But remember, you might have an issue. But this is what's cool about Revit now. But you just move, you start the stairs somewhere else, totally up to you.
Okay.
But now, what you do now is you grab this slab and you go and edit boundary. Watch this, pick line tool. I can pick the edge of the slab, the stair here, one there, one there. That's all I need.
Okay.
And then where the stair ends there. And maybe one there where the headroom's okay. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to go trim. Now, I don't need that there because technically it'll be opening. The stair happens there. This I'll need along this wall. So I can pick line, trim. Okay, that might have to go through. I'll explain why. Split line, split line. But I'm glad that you guys are getting the hang of this. It makes, just like that. Watch this, bang. So now I can see, oh, do you have enough headroom? You might need some railing. Okay, but that's cool. Now, I know you want a custom stair, so you're going to go and say, you're going to go back to ground floor. This is very strange, by the way. You're going to go and edit stair, and you're going to say, select the stair, and you're going to say, select the whole thing. Oh, you're going to use landing. So this landing, you're going to say, convert. So what it does, close, it converts it to a sketch now. Now, you can play. You can change the different. So now you can make these things all different widths. I'll go finish now. Go to 3D view. But it might mess with the type of stair. Just be careful, it might break it up. But that's fine, you draft over it because Revit is trying to do maths. But provided the steps get longer and shorter, you'll see it will start working, okay?
Okay.
And you just say edit path. I think I know why I did that. This must always be connected and make sure, yeah. So you can make this a monolithic stair, but you make the depth longer. So this will affect the way the stair will work, because now that tread depth will get thicker and thinner. What I would do if I was you rather, I'll start the stair higher and just make some little platforms, in-place models where the stair starts first and then it becomes a normal stair.
Okay, so just do platforms and then.
And that can just be, I'll show you that as well. So let's undo. So I'm going to tell the stair to start off, so maybe 5 rises, so equals to 5 times by 170 if the goings are right, it doesn't matter. You'll see that the stair will start higher than it should, but we only need 16 maybe because we've removed a whole bunch of, that's fine. We've removed a whole bunch of these, we'll fix that now, and we'll just go and fix it in the family because we don't need the amount of rises and goings, so that must be 170, and we just go, I must just fix the, to fix this I must just change the, let me go back here. Just make this 17 maybe. Yeah, there we go. Now, you can do that, and now we go, this is actually quite clever what we can do here. What we do now is we're going to go to architecture, component, model in place, just like this. Make sure it's stair, part of the same category. So it has to be a stair component as well, stair, press OK. In place, you're going to call it stair landing or stair, just call it stair 1. Now, I can go and create extrusion. Now I can say set work plane, pick work plane. I'm going to pick my slab and I'm going to say show so I can see the work plane. So if show's on, it will show me where the work plane is. Now I can go and say I want to create a bunch of, and because in ground floor I'm looking at the same thing, I can go and create a series of little platforms. I'll explain now why I'm doing it like this. So that's the first one. Actually, I'm going to do an extrusion. Let's take this even further. I'm going to create, that's fine. I'm going to go to create, I'm going to create another reference plane along here. Because I want this to become my stair, and we're in place family still. I'm going to call this O1. Now in 3D view, that reference plane, if I go to set, and I say set pick plane, set work plane, that O1, I did save it as a name, set work plane. Okay, that's strange. Let me just go to ground floor. I did give it a name. O1. Okay, that's strange. Let's go to 3D view. It's supposed to allow me to do that. So I'm going to say set, pick plane. I'm going to pick the side of the stair for now. Oh, you know why? Because I'm in an extrusion. That's why I discarded. My bad. I was in an extrusion. Set work plane. You'll see it now. It'll be available. Reference plane. I'll call it 01. Set work plane. Reference plane. Oh, you know why? Because I made the reference plane inside of that. Ooh, Jason. Sorry, my bad. I'm working a bit faster. 01. Good. Now, 3D view. So now I'm going to use that as a roof plane. Because I'm not in a command. That's why. Pick roof plane. You're going to see 01. And I'm going to go show. Create and say show. You see it's on now?
Yeah.
And if we go to shaded view, if I go to, you see there's my work plane. Now I'm going to create an extrusion of some sort. So I'm going to create extrusion on this work plane. So this extrusion will work. So 170. Now you can have weird different landings. 170. 170.
So what does the work plane do?
It's where Revit wants to work from, but I'll show you now in 3D. So when I finish this extrusion, the work plane, it needs something to work with.
Yeah.
And you see the start and end extrusion. If I made that minus 100 and I made this 100, it's always trying to work around, so 1000, make this 100.
Okay.
It always needs a work plane. By default, your levels are work planes. But if you can use grids and you can use reference planes. But now, if you look what I'm doing there, but it will end at 0. So it'll be flush onto that. And it'll start at minus, see what it's doing?
Yes.
But I'm going to go align to the wall, so align to there and align to there. See what it's done?
Okay, yes.
Go finish. Now, I'm going to delete this for now. This stair, we've gone up 3 rises already. So I'm going to create a new stair. So let's go to ground floor. So I'm going to create a new stair using this weird, but you can go and edit this in place family at any time. You can play with these different, you can set these different things. Now I can use more of a traditional stair, because a traditional stair in Revit uses maths. When the maths doesn't work, these things just don't work. It's just one of those weird things about Revit, sadly. So here, because that's 3 rises, you can say equals to 3 times 170. And it ends, so I only need 15 rises. So then I can go, make sure it's 2 meters. So I can go from here. You need a landing of 2 meters. So you just need to be careful. You need enough place for a landing.
Okay.
Okay, now you can go align. Then you can move this back a fraction, because your landing doesn't have to be that big. But Revit requires, again, for mass, it needs some sort of, it needs a little bit of help there. Okay, and then I can align this. I'm going to show you now how it's going to line up. So now, if I go finish now, and I go back to 3D view, you can get rid of those. You'll see that my step starts perfectly. This I can pull back to there.
Okay.
But you can maybe make this extrude out. You can make them go in all directions so it comes up. That's a different type of extrusion. You're going to use a sweep to do that. So I'll keep this here. This is crazy now. So I'll keep this in place. I'm going to go edit in place, edit in place. So maybe I want to do the same thing, but I'm going to use a sweep instead. But you're still going to need the extrusion here in the middle, and I'll explain why. I'm going to pick this edge and that edge. I'll explain why. So if I want the stair to go in both directions, okay, so I'm going to say yes. I'll sort this out in a minute. Edit profile. It's actually crazy what you can do. This one will start, so let's go here. Make it 250, 170. I'm just going to show you this as a, okay, then I'm going to go back 170, and I'm going to go back in that direction. Go back here, trim. You can switch off line weight so you can actually see what you're looking at. So let's move this a bit. So move this there. Now, these landings I can play around a bit. I can make these all different sizes. So watch what happens now. See what it's done.
Oh.
This extrusion, you still need, I'll explain why you need the one. I don't need these anymore. I don't need those anymore, but I can trim this. Because these two will have to work together, and then you can join them together and they become one object. So some things you have to, see now I've got this nice cool stair that does that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's, because there's a window there, just be careful of the windows as well.
Yeah, so much to think about.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to save this, give it back to you.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. I hope I can remember all that.
No, I've recorded this.
Oh.
So on this YouTube video that I'll share with you guys, you jump to that section that was relevant to you. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you this file quickly. This was the last one I worked on, date modified. So it'll be this one here, new. Okay, that was now 12:48. Okay, I'm going to have to go for lunch in a minute. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, my pleasure. I've got a whole bunch of recording to do for the first years now. Fun. Fun and games. Amy,
Mine is
what's happened?
but I'm trying to download Revit on this computer so I can work at home, but I don't know what to do here.
Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording, okay? And then I'll help you with this. I'm going to explain why. We're going to have to make an installer for you. We'll see how it works.
Is it
All right.
something wrong with the laptop or is it
No, we'll check. We'll check. Okay.
because it's not my laptop?
Okay, we'll find out. Live stream. Okay, everyone, I've done this live stream, so I'm going to say end now. So all of this would have been recorded.